Hi everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today is Saturday and I think I'm going to try to get this front panel installed, or at least temporarily. And I don't have any help down here today, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that bedside by myself. So let's get this front panel, we'll go out there and see if we can get it on. It's going to be a little bit tricky to do. If I had somebody to help me go on the other side, this thing it'd take about two seconds, but we got to do it ourselves. So I'm going to try to get this inside this other. I don't know if y'all can see from there. So this top fits in that little hole in the bed here. Get it set in there and kind of line up the holes. Need them. Got to go over a good bit. So I'm hitting on that end down there. So we've got a row of bolts that go in here. We can get this one started. I think I done scratched that yesterday, I guess, the day before. Got to pick up on it. Put a lot of pressure on that. Too much pressure on that. The other bolt's way over yonder. Now we'll try to line this bottom side up with a hose. Now, it's just a matter of putting bolts in and tighten them up. I think we'll be alright to do that. Go ahead and get all these bolts right on the bottom and down the side of that bed. And I'll bring you back. Alright, I got the front panel bolted down. It wasn't too much trouble once we lined it up. There are little alignment holes. See if I can zoom in on one of them right here. There's one on this side. There's one right there. And what I did was I just took a punch, stuck it in there and lined it up. And everything went to fitting in. But the first thing I did was bolt these 4 bolts here. And since the head's showing these bolts, I went ahead and cleaned them up with the wire wheel, and then I run them in. Now, all this will get covered back up with a coat of sealer, so it's no big deal. Like that one bolt down here is a little rusty. You know, that's a little rusty compared to that, but no big deal. It'll all get paint. So I guess right now I'm just going to work on getting this wheel well mounted to the fender. I'm having a little bit of issues lining it up. I think I'm going to have to end up taking it loose down through here. Whoop. And then mounting it to the fender, to the bedside, and then mounting it to the bed floor. I think that's how it's going to have to work. But I'm going to work on that, and I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, so I'm having a little bit of issues with these bolts wanting to cross thread. So I took the wheel well loose, set it down. These 2 here work fine. These 2 cross thread on me. So I'm going to run this thread chaser through here. I don't know if I'm probably going to need a tap. going to try the thread chaser first. Thread chaser even. So what I should have done was chased all these threads before I ever put this thing on here. So now I've probably scratched that up, but I'm gonna go ahead and run it through these two here, just clean them up a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these 4 on the other side, and we'll try it again. I know it's getting windy out here. There's going to be a storm after a while, but I want to let y'all know I did get it all back together. I like a little bit on the back end. Got this bracket put back. I think I'm going to wait on that for now. And of course I still got to do the spot welds. But what I'm waiting on is get the other fender, bedside. I keep calling it a fender, but it's really a bedside. I'm waiting to get the other one on so that I can put the tailgate on before I tack it, because I want to make sure that I get it tacked in the right place. Now I can see the old tack, where the old tack welds were on this bed panel. You can see them right there, and you can see there's a big hump right there now where we cut it out, but I think I can fill that in with some seam sealer or what have you. Alright, so I guess since I ain't got any help, I'm wondering how hard it would be to mount this bedside to the bed floor with the wheel well attached to it already. Because it's easy to attach the wheel well to the floor. It's a pain in the butt to get it to the bed, to the side. So that's what I'm thinking about. I don't know how hard it is. I do know you can slide this thing in. It won't go straight down. It'll go up, and you slide it in sideways. So I'm thinking I can slide it in sideways. And if not, I guess I could always take it off the side, because it's going to save a lot of time if it works by go ahead and mounting that wheel well. Alright everybody, today is Sunday, and we had a good rain last night. See the water sitting in that bed there. Pretty good rain. I called for more rain today, but I sure would like to get this panel sealed up. And I've already went back over it with 400 grit wet sanded. I just wet sanded the overspray off, and also I just kind of scuffed up where I had sprayed the sealer. And I've got a couple of areas like here and here, some bare metal. Right in here is a piece. But that sealer is also an etching primer, and I was going to reprime this area right here, and I think I'm going to just seal it and see what it looks like. That primer surfacer is just such a pain to clean. I mean, basically it's easier to throw the gun away, really, because that stuff has such a short pot life that it literally dries up in the gun. I don't really want to spray just a little bitty area there and then have to clean my gun or throw it away. But I'm going to let this dry. It's still wet, damp. I just wiped through it with a clean cloth and got most of it. I did have a fuck up right here. You see it split on me. This is where I welded it. And I went back and drilled this hole out, but the problem was, and this is the patch panel, there was more hole already in the sheet metal So when I stuck my drill bit in there, it just kind of wanted to push this in, the patch panel in, and it kind of cracked it right there. So I'm either going to have to grind this out and re-weld this area, do some more work on it. I really didn't want to do that. Really didn't want to. This everything else looks really good. You can't tell this panel was patched at all. Other than if you look right up in here, you'll kind of see a little ripple. That's the only place that you can really tell that it's been patched or something's wrong with it. Is I just could not get this to then contour like I wanted to. The trim will come up to right here and stop, and I just don't believe that you'll ever notice it with the trim on it. And I guess you could say it's half-assing it. The trim will cover, the metal trim actually clips into this hole, and it kind of, I believe it overlaps the other trim on here some. So will that be noticeable after you get the trim on? Probably not. But I don't like it, because if that thing continues to split, then it could crack all the way up that weld. So it's either fix this and spend a few more days on this panel, or seal it and go on with the project. This project has gone on long enough in my book. Well, I'll let you know what I decide. Look, the humidity is so high it's starting to steam up my camera, so it's probably too humid to paint. I'll let you know what I decide to do, and anyway, that'll do it for this video. Alright, so I'm going to add this to this video. Since it's rainy today and probably the next 4 days I'm going to be in the hayfield, I really ain't no need to get no hurry about this. So I went ahead and ground this out, and you can see I think I just didn't have it welded good right here. It's a pretty good little crack. Now if I'd left this over time, it probably would end up cracking that weld all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this up right here. And just had to take a little body filler and fill over it. It's not very deep. Just and all this will be hidden anyway. But I just didn't like that crack right there. That kind of made me nervous. So I guess that's what I'm going to work on today. So I'm going to grab my welder. We're going to stitch it up and grind it down. Alright, so I just finished welding and grinding back. You can see how far I had to get back up into here. Little piece here I'd welded before. And to start with, it was just burning holes in here, but I finally got it to start adding to the weld. And it's ugly, but time we get some body filler on here, I just have to be sure not to cover my hole up. I don't want to have to re-drill this hole. It gets kind of deep right in here. This is where I had a lot of Dynaglass. It's green. It's Dynaglass. So we'll just kind of smooth it up, and I'll go ahead and doodle out that hole before it gets good and hard. And we'll wait and sand it some more. And I guess since I'm going to have to prime that, I'll go ahead and wait and prime that with it. So anyway, that'll be another video. Thanks for watching.